The possibility of Jules Kounde making that move from Sevilla to Chelsea. What are you hearing about this?
Well, this is, in truth, this is the deal. Not necessarily Chelsea. It really doesn't matter that it's Chelsea or not. It could have been United, it could be Liverpool, it could be whoever. This is the deal that Sevilla knew was coming, hoped would come. They turned down a big offer for Kounde last year, in part because they felt that they could wait a season in the hope that he would continue to perform and that his value would go up. And of course, Sevilla have made a virtue of sales. They're one of the few clubs that have totally taken the drama out of losing their best players, because they have a system and a model that works, that not only works, but that demands that they sell their best players. And it's important for Kounde to go, and it would have been important anyway because it was their model, but off the back of the pandemic, it's even more important. And so this is something that Sevilla want to happen at the right price. It's something they're actively working towards. And if they can get something close to 70 million euros, then yes, this will happen.
How will he cope, though, with the step up to the Premier League, Sid?
I mean, it's going to be very difficult for him, because in Spain you can cruise through 3/4 of the games. I mean, look, in all seriousness, I suppose one thing that possibly is true with Kounde is he's not particularly tall as centre backs go. The English league does tend to be slightly more frontal. That's not to say it has more crosses, because actually you look at the statistics and there's not a significant difference really between the two leagues. But it may well be that he's confronted with a slightly different type of defending. He's also, and for those in particular, you think back last year to the game against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. I think it's the first Sevilla goal in the first leg. Kounde comes running out the back, dribbles around about 3 players, ends up in the other area and finishes it off. And he has to be given a certain degree of freedom. So I suppose the question mark then becomes at Chelsea, where exactly does he fit in? What's the best role for him? And is it maybe as the right side of 3 central defenders to give him that freedom to play? Because one of the great things about Kounde, apart from all his other qualities, is that he's a really nice footballer. He's not just a defender. He's not just someone who will kind of do the... I don't want to call them the basics because that's not the right phrase, but, just do the defensive work. He'll want to do a lot more. And I think if they can find a role in which he's free to do that, I think Chelsea will have bought themselves a really, really nice footballer. All the right moves, it seems, from Chelsea. Looking to build on the success, of course.
Talking about coming out from the back, I mean, they switched things at Chelsea towards the end of the season. Azpilicueta went from that position to right wing back, and Reece James came back in there as somebody who was big, strong and powerful and could come out with the ball at the back. If Kounde goes in there, he could put Reece James back to wing back, and then you got a real threat down that right hand side with a really experienced defender in Azpilicueta. He can use whenever he wants, or he can play him or whatever. But that just gives him an extra strength to the bow down that side. It's a lot of money, but Chelsea have shown recently the desire again, it seems, from the ownership to go and spend money, particularly under this new manager.
He doesn't look like a centre back, this guy.
Right.
When you see him with the ball at his feet coming out, he looks like a midfield player.
Is that a concern?
I think it might be. It seems to me that the way Tuchel set up his Chelsea side, it's rock solid, it's disciplined. This is your job. Listen, if there's an opportunity that arises maybe in the game, then take it. But I don't think Tuchel wants somebody trying to walk out the back and dribble past people, which the guy can do.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.